Karunanaji disliked Rajaji. E.V. Ramasamy Naikan disliked Rajaji. A majority of the non-Brahmins in Tamil Nadu disliked Rajaji. They called him all sorts of names. I had listened to some speeches of these people like Karunanaji, Anbalagan and E.V. Ramasamy Naikan. They abused him. In North India, people were ensnared by Jawaharlal Nehru. His charming personality, his voice, and style endeared them. Even I was taken for a ride for some time till I started to read Rajaji. I am a commoner. Even now I continue to be a commoner. But I have seen these people from DMK running Rajaji down like anything. Even C.N. Annadurai. Later on, he changed his views. Still, even now, I am too small a man to talk about Rajaji. But YouTube has given me also an opportunity, and I do not want to miss it. Few dominated the Indian political scene and commanded as much respect as Chakravarti Rajagopalachari, dearly known as Rajaji or CR. He was a colossus who strode across the political arena for over 60 years. Rajaji was a phenomenon, faultlessly straight, miraculously clean, and supremely wise. Simplicity was his pleasure. He was not only the conscience keeper of Mahatma Gandhi, who was also carried away by Jawaharlal Nehru, but of India itself, armed with an unparalleled administrative experience and gifted with the skill to meet all conceivable challenges in the political and social spheres. Rajaji excelled in everything he sought to do. In 1954, he delivered a lecture on a good administrator. it is worth reading even now. I am now 80. That good administrator, even if I read now, I feel encouraged. He was an intellectual giant who was mentally alert till the very end. He had an inquiring mind which never accepted anything without proper and thorough investigation. Rajaji possessed a marvelous gift of comprehension and receptivity, whereby he could adjust himself to the ever-changing political current of events. His intelligence, ability, broad outlook, sacrifice, purity and courage were widely respected by some leaders and some people. Many people criticized him for no reason at all. He was a unique combination of high thinking and simple living. He lived a life of absolute fearlessness, undaunted by defeats and disappointments. Behind his immense popularity was his high character and integrity, something that most politicians totally lack. Throughout his entire public life, there has never been a single charge of favoritism or selfishness against him. On the contrary, there are scores of complaints against his lack of concern for friends and relatives. Rajaji was a statesman of the highest caliber, one who always acted with great foresight. He had a tenacity of purpose, a thoroughness and sharpness to understand the subtle intricacies of any problem, political or otherwise. A man with the courage of his convictions, Rajaji never hesitated to speak out frankly whenever the occasion demanded, even though it meant courting unpopularity. The Tamilians did not give him as much respect as he deserved. He was an inveterate campaigner for the cause of democracy and individual liberty, to combat the totalitarian tendencies of the Congress, he launched the Swatantra Party in 1959, perhaps at the age of 80. That is my age. Now, the task he set forth for the party was to fight for the freedom of man and against totalitarian attack on the freedom of the individual. An astute intellect, an uncompromising patriot, and a profound thinker, Rajaji will be remembered by people like me as one of the greatest men of our times. He had always been, and even now, a source of inspiration. I will talk more about Rajaji in my next talk. Thank you.